My name is George Stinson. This is my persuasive speech on high school dress code. School uniforms shout conformity in many ways, and to me, that isn't the way to get your students to prevail in the classrooms. Individually, it is a huge factor for school-aged children and in their chance to grow up among their peers. School uniforms will do nothing but cut down on students individually. A uniform is not the way to cut down on school violence. The only thing that will cut down on school violence is if parents will pay attention to their children, keep their children out of trouble, and give them consequences when they disobey and not let them run wild. Uniforms can regularly cause regularity. We need free-thinking children to become the thinkers of tomorrow, not drones who will continue making the mistakes of previous generations. According to Sarah Jones, when we argue against school uniforms, we argue against an education system that seeks to produce workers and for an education system that seeks to produce open-minded and all-around human beings. One major argument of school uniforms is that they would save money for less fortunate families. This statement can also be battled very easily. There are just as many experts who believe that the cost of school uniforms is a negative factor as those who see it as a positive factor. Some experts believe that it increases the amount of clothing parents will have to buy for their children because their children will still want and need clothing for hours they are not in school. Uniforms can be more expensive for families who buys for second-hand stores, who relies on hand-me-down clothing from friends and families. Some experts believe cost is a negative aspect of school uniforms because there is no use for them outside of school. Ultimately, school uniforms will likely cost equal to higher amounts of money than buying regular clothing for children. Everyone who wants to be comfortable in what they are wearing in school uniforms limit their options significantly. I forgot to say that word. Many people say that different types of clothing feel comfortable to different people. Some children are more comfortable in specific material or style of clothing. Uniforms reduce one's ability to choose clothing that fits individual comfort needs. Experts believe that children need to feel comfortable in order to maximize learning, and that uniforms can therefore prevent academic success. Another problem would be if students was required to wear ties. Wearing a tie would put an enormous damper on children's ability to pay attention. Some students might spend their time situating and loosening their tie to desired fitting. The sad part is that by the time it feels comfortable, it is against the dress code, and then they find themselves in trouble. Identification is one of the biggest factors ruled against school uniforms. Many people state that you could easily sit outside of the school and it will also eliminate gang colors. If you have a school full of children with the same clothing on, would you find it nearly impossible to identify children who is causing trouble? One example is if someone caused a glimpse of a child stealing and then tried to give it a description. The description will most likely fit a majority of the students that enter school. As for eliminating gang colors, there are better ways to take care of that. If you can tell a gang by its colors and one's affiliated with, why not send gang members to a school away from other children? Any group that will endanger the life of other students, don't you deserve to learn with them. Instead of taking away their ability to recognize each other by colors, they should be sent off to boot camp or somewhere alike. In conclusion, school uniforms can easily be avoided by making the right judgments and by working harder to keep our children away from conformity. Each factor for uniforms can also be backed by even better reason not to put them in action. Our country's children will need to be able to form an individual personality and ability to learn and progress through adolescence. Each area of discussion shows that children would fare more successfully without the statement of school uniform in hand. The First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution guarantees that all individuals have the right to express themselves freely. The U.S. Supreme Court stated in Tinker v. Desmond Independent Community School District 7-2-1969 that it can be hardly argued that either students or teachers share their constitutional rights to freedom of speech or expression out at the schoolhouse gate. In the 1970 case, Richards v. Thurston, 3-0, which revolved around boy refusing to have his hair cut shorter, the U.S. First Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that compelled conformity to conventional standards of appearance does not seem a justifiable part of educational process. Clothing choices are a crucial form of self-expression according to American Civil Liberties Union of Nevada, which also stated that allowing students to choose their clothing is an empowering message from the schools that a student is maturing person who is entitled to the most basic self-determination. Clothing is also a popular means of expressing support for various social causes, and compulsory uniforms largely remove that option. Students at Friendly High School and Prince Georgia Community MD were not allowed to wear pink shirts to support breast cancer awareness month. As a result, 75 students received in-school suspension for breaking the school's uniform restrictions. I believe that there should be no dress code for any type of school because it's not everybody treated equal. Like, everybody should be able to wear what they want to wear and be able to dress how they want to dress and express themselves. Because if you're not letting somebody express themselves, then you're holding them back from what they really can be.